everybody, and welcome back to the redemption project. So last episode we made a couple bunks. We got those bunks down on the roller, all fastened down, and so now we're continuing with the tear down. She's passed a few tests, but we want to make sure what we're getting into, right? So she's got again, she's still in the assessment process, whether she's bound for the dumpster or whether she has promise. But obviously we want to have hope in this project. We want to keep rolling with it, and so the next step is to tear out these forward, I'm guessing they're buoyancy tubs or something on the front and the back. But I mean, that doesn't really help you very much if there's holes drilled in it. I guess it would help you for a little bit. And there's some rough fiberglass work on the transom seat there. So yeah, we're just gonna tear them out, just grind them out and see what's inside, and then sand down the lip there until it's flush with the hull. Because the plan is, and this is a tentative plan, is to tear everything out, clean everything up, and then reseal the entire hull before we start adding bulkheads, before we start adding cabins, before we start adding woodwork along the gunnels. We're gonna tear everything out and then seal everything, so it's a completely finished hull, basically a floating bathtub, right? A giant fiberglass bathtub. And then so we know that she floats, that she doesn't take on water, that we know the hull is structurally sound. And then after that, after everything is sealed, nothing's gonna look pretty, it's not gonna be painted. After it's sealed, then we'll start talking about the next step, when we start, maybe tracing lines here and putting in bulkheads, or talking about the whole assembly we have in the back here. So it's gonna be a process, it's gonna be fun, but for today, we are going to grind out those seats and see what we're dealing with. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so we got the front seat out, and she's interesting. That's for sure. She's interesting. As you can see, we've got some cardboard. We've got some cardboard that they used, I guess, to set the glass up. So this is fiberglass, obviously. So they used cardboard to set the glass up. There are some significant spider nests, I'm guessing. Not really super familiar. At least we have some, I'm hoping that's treated lumber that was in there. There's a mounting plate, I guess. No, there's not really any screws in it, so maybe it's not a mounting plate. And then what you would expect, some normal, odds and ends, bits and bobs. But there's some significant water in there. So that's what we were talking about earlier, that when we redo this thing, we don't want any of it to be completely sealed like this compartment was trying to be. I don't know if that goes against Coast Guard regulations for buoyancy. If this thing flips over, which it never will, obviously, will it sink? But this is still wet. This thing has been drying out for I don't know how long, and you can see the cracks in the resin here, where I'm guessing they tried to fill it, or that was just the resin that dripped down. Because obviously, when this thing was made, it was made to be as it was, It wasn't made to be worked on. But yeah, there's some, I'm not sure if that's just dust from when I was grinding it out, or if that's mold of some kind. I guess it doesn't matter too much, but yeah, so that's it's good to have that out of there. But now you can kind of see where we're going with this, is that then we're gonna sand down this lip till it's flush. And then when it's flush, this whole compartment will be able to be used. And so basically what we're doing is bringing, if this had any structural rigidity at all, which I'm guessing it had some, but not much, we're just bringing that back and making it much more stronger back here than it was up there, holding it together. And then obviously we're not going to make the mistake of trying to seal it, because then you get water like this. So but yeah, we're gonna have to do some creative problem solving on how we plan to, because when we make this compartment up here, we obviously don't want water to sit where it's naturally wanting to sit right now. We want it to flow back and be able to drain in this area where you can get to it with a sponge or something. You don't want it to sit up here and, you know, create cracking like that. But yeah, not too many surprises. Obviously, when you're grinding this out, you want to wear a mask, hearing protection, and glasses. Above all, glasses, because last thing you want is something jumping out in front of your eyes. But yeah, so we got the front one done, at least cut out, and then now we're going to do the back one, which will be fun in itself. But yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so we got the rear seat out. You can probably may be able to hear the frog in my throat, even with the face mask on. But yeah, so this is what we're dealing with here. We've got you know, I'm just glad when I sat on it, it didn't fall apart. The seat had some wonderful plywood supports in it. You gotta love that, and the same kind of cardboard treatment, I suppose. But yeah, glad that's out of there. Really, the story just kind of continues. I mean, I have absolutely no idea. I keep leaning towards the idea that it probably was a kit boat. You got the hull and you just kind of put the thing together yourself. But yeah, this is something else. Because yeah, it's got the transom support, which just, and the body is made out of matte fiberglass, and the seats and stuff were made out of cloth, and it's just, nothing's really matching up. And the blue was put on the same time the seats were, and yeah, it's a very unique boat, that's for sure. But we're doing the right thing by tearing everything down, because she definitely needs it, that's for sure. So yeah, we've got that torn out, and so now just clean up, and we'll move her back into the shop, and then we'll go from there. We'll discuss, we'll make decisions, and you know, the next step, if we decide to continue, is to sand down these, or maybe feather these in some way, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.